The summer when I was 14, I dislocated my hip playing soccer. I was running after the ball and I slipped on the wet ground. As you would imagine, it hurt a lot. Once this happened to me, I got really scared, so I stood up, shifted my weight into my right hip, and just popped it back into place. This also hurt a lot. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me that I should go to the chiropractor. So I did that. Going to the chiropractor helped me fully recover, and I got very inspired by my chiropractor. When I grow up, I want to be a chiropractor. My chiropractor's name is Dr. Megan. She has her own chiropractic office located at 1001 East Blue Earth Avenue, Fairmont, Minnesota. The reason I chose to interview Megan is because she's my chiropractor, and that's what I want to be when I grow up. I lined up this interview by talking to Megan face to face and talking about good dates that we could use. We held this interview at her chiropractic office. I was very comfortable throughout this interview because I know Megan very well, and I've been going to her for many years. By the end of this speech, I hope you know a little bit more about the communication that goes into being a chiropractor. First, I will be talking about why Dr. Megan has become a chiropractor. So she became a chiropractor for two main reasons. One, it helped her a lot when she was a kid, and two, it helped her horse a lot. She wanted to be a vet at first, but then when her horse got hurt, she hired a horse chiropractor, and a horse can't really tell you whether chiropractic works or it doesn't. It just does or it doesn't. And it worked, so she became really inspired, and she thought that that's what she wanted to do. She went to 4 years of undergrad school, and then she went and got her chiropractic degree for 3 2/3 of a year. With internships throughout chiropractic school, she first started becoming a chiropractor in Kansas City before she moved to live with her husband here in Fairmont. She realized the most difficult thing that she realized was that she's not fully responsible for the health of her patients. They have to want to get better, and that's one thing that she has learned throughout her years. And she's also gained a lot of confidence. Next, I'll share the types of communication that she uses. So she uses all the ones that you would expect that she uses, like email, phone, face-to-face, but she loves to use visuals during her chiropractic sessions to really get her point across. Her favorites to use are one-on-one, face-to-face, and visuals. And lastly, I'll talk about some communication strategies that Dr. Megan has acquired. So she described being an effective communicator as being a difference between a good chiropractor and a bad chiropractor. She directly gave me the quote that good communication is equally as important as a good adjustment, end quote. To be a good communicator, she has to be able to know how to read people's emotions, and if she's not a good communicator, then people don't really retain the information and they don't know how to get better. She deals with many audience analysis issues at work, like she can physically feel people's muscles to understand if they understand what she's saying. Like they might say one thing, but then their body says another thing. And when people are upset, she asks a lot of questions to try to get to the root of the problem. So some of her specific strategies are she uses a lot of visuals. She gave me an example of when she was adjusting someone's jaw, she gave them a skull to hold so they could feel their jaw and then feel what it's supposed to feel like. And she thinks about how to say things at certain ages, like she'll talk more complexly to a parent than they would to the parent's child. She says that being a good listener is equally as important as being a good communicator in her line of work, because you have to listen to what's wrong and then be able to talk and communicate how to fix it. Megan feels that she would not be where she is today without learning to be a good communicator. I really enjoyed interviewing Dr. Megan. I think that it was very, very beneficial to me. So now that I know the communication skills I need to develop more, such as thinking how to say things differently to people that are different ages. I also got to learn how she became a chiropractor. In the end, I still want to be that when I grow up, but now I'm a lot more knowledgeable about the different strategies that I have to learn to become a good communicator to be a good chiropractor. If I'm ever left wondering about my future career, Megan mentioned that she is always available for me to ask questions for her. I hope that you've learned a little more about the communication that goes into being a chiropractor and some of the skills and strategies that are part of Megan's everyday life. Thank you for listening.